Hey, so I'm looking at the consistent price increases in gaming consoles across the board. A few months ago, Sony increased their prices for the base PS5 as well as the PS5 Pro. You have Xbox, which did a price increase last year and is doing a price increase as well in the upcoming months, which in total is going to be over about $200, $225 for some of these consoles if you compare or if you add up the two price increases. Now, if you look at the Nintendo Switch here, a lot of the criticism of Nintendo is that they don't have, cheap enough games. Meanwhile, if you look at the current pricing of the Nintendo Switch 2 here, just with a selection of the games that they picked out, both a combination of the exclusive titles as well as some older third-party games that are in bundles and discounts, they managed to create a bundle with the Nintendo Switch 2 here that comes out to about $1,131. So I think that's overall, considering everything going on, a pretty good value in gaming. Do I think that Nintendo is very likely to increase the cost of the Switch 2 further than the originally scheduled and announced price increase? Yes, I do. I think after what Sony and Microsoft did, I think they're likely to do that. I wouldn't be shocked if in a year, because of the RAM apocalypse, we're looking at a Nintendo Switch that's closer to $600. Now, I think Nintendo's going to try and do everything it can to keep that $600 as some sort of bundle, or hopefully get a way to have a base Switch for closer to 500 longer term. But I wouldn't be shocked. Again, I wouldn't be shocked if in response to all this, Nintendo's like has to increase prices again. Nonetheless, though, you're asking parents, how do you afford gaming in a world where increasingly it gets more expensive? And with subscriptions being required for all these services for the most part, Nintendo included, I'm kind of left saying that, yeah, like Nintendo's probably the best option for many parents. In addition, a lot of these people are arguing about resolution and frame rate, which I understand is really important for a lot of people, but less important for parents. So if you're trying to get something that's a mainstream console, Switch Lite and regular Switch, especially used, can probably be gotten for 150 to $250 in most cases, probably less. You can probably get a Switch Lite refurbished for $170 directly from Nintendo, refurbished by Nintendo. So again, you had to think about this in terms of like parents and stuff. You can get the games, you can get the console for a fraction of the price. So it's not just about raw compute. It's not just about, whatever Steam sales you have. You got to think about what parents typically do in the buying experience. And that's why I think Nintendo, despite whatever's happening with the stock price, and despite whatever else people throw at them in terms of criticism, and some of it is warranted criticism, I think they remain probably one of the best values for parents, in a currently unfavorable marketplace because of a variety of circumstances, RAM as well as tariffs and everything else that makes gaming much more of a luxury hobby in today's world. So we're gonna end it here, guys. I think that, again, I'm not trying to praise Nintendo, defend Nintendo. This is a large multi-billion dollar corporation. They don't give a crap about me, don't give a crap about you beyond trying to make profits for the most part. But that can still be aligned with consumer preferences. And in this case, it is. So I would probably recommend, honestly, Nintendo to a lot of parents.